Hey, good morning, guys. It's Dan with the Crayon Brotherhood. And for those that have been kind of keeping up with my daily videos, I apologize for not putting out any videos lately. I've been sick, and I thought I was on the mends there for a little while. Well, apparently I wasn't. I felt better, everything was going good, and then I started having even more coughing fits up until the point where I blacked out. Like, I was coughing so hard, I blacked out, fell out on the floor. So, ended up going to the doctor and getting some medication, and I should within the next week to 2 weeks be back to 100%. We'll see. Nothing crazy, just upper respiratory stuff. So, but I just want to say thank you for your patience, and thank you for the comments and the videos, and I appreciate y'all reaching out and asking how I've been doing and everything. I really do appreciate that. But on to the video. So if you're watching this video, you're either a fan of the channel and keep up with my every Friday video, or the thumbnail caught your attention and you're curious to what it takes to be a Overland content creator. So the thumbnail was pretty much clickbait, because all the gear you've seen in that video you don't need. Not starting out, not unless you're going to go out and immediately know what you're doing, shooting a big production, have a good background in video and editing. Oh, great! Now the neighbor's building a deck over there. It looks like. You don't need all that stuff. That is 2 years of things I've purchased as I needed them moving forward, as my understanding and learning move forward. You don't have to go out and break the bank to shoot good quality video for YouTube in this genre. A cell phone will suffice getting you started. Sorry, my voice is still cracky. But I really think they're just, yep, they're building something over there. It was been quiet all morning, and I hit the record button, and the neighbor was like, yeah, let's build something. Anyway. Yeah, your cell phone will suffice. I do suggest starting out a cell phone for, your talking head, this kind of thing. Quick shots, this, that, and another. But I do not suggest it for a mounted outside of vehicle camera. One, because if you break it, cell phones aren't cheap. That one was like $1,200 or $1,300. I don't remember what the iPhone 16 Pro Maxes are, but they're not cheap. I suggest some sort of action camera, either a GoPro or an DJI action camera. And that's because if you break it, you're out. Again, let's see, I got this GoPro and this, I got the 8 and the 10 for $150. So that's together, $150 together. So if I broke them, yeah, $150 is a lot, but it's not $1,300 phone with all my personal information, my communications, this, that, and another while I'm out on the trail. You can start off with that and shoot great content. Like I said, the 8 and 10 I used probably for the first 6 or 8 months of all my videos, or cell phone 8 and 10. That's it. That's all I had. That's what I used. It wasn't until later that I got this 9 so I could have multiple angles. And that was something, I wanted to shoot multiple angles at one time so I didn't have to stop, set up camera, this, that, and another. So in one scene, I could flip between 3 cameras, and, I thought that was really cool. And it got to the point where I really kind of don't do that so much anymore. So as you progress, that's when you should start upgrading your cameras and your gear and stuff. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't, when I got into this, realize how much work went into this. I just went out and got the 2 GoPros and my cell phone and just went to filming. I didn't take into account of all the hours I would sit behind the computer learning how to use the editing software, because I started from scratch. I didn't know nothing about cameras. And I didn't know nothing about editing video. I didn't know nothing about uploading videos to YouTube. I didn't know nothing about music. I didn't know nothing about music that I could use without getting copyright. That was all things I had to learn, and had to learn pretty quick. So if you go back and watch my very first video, that's why it looks the way it does, because I didn't know anything about anything. That's all I was capable of doing with the editing software. And I watched I don't know how many videos on YouTube just to learn how to do that much. I run DaVinci Resolve. I'm sorry, a mosquito bit me and now I'm all itchy. I run DaVinci Resolve. It is probably the more complicated software programs out there, but it's free. You can do pretty much anything you need to do with the free version, and that's why I got it. So I was out, when I started out, a cell phone, which I already had, 2 GoPros for 150 bucks, and a free version of DaVinci Resolve. So you can get into this and film it and make good quality videos for relatively inexpensive. I mean, you can. You don't have to have a $2,000 camera starting off, unless you know how to use said $2,000 camera, and you know how to set up shots, and you know how to get what you're trying to get. Because I didn't, and most of the people I most of the people I run with that are doing this, they started all about the same time I did. They didn't either. Corey was about the only one that had any filming background, and so he was ahead of the curve on that. He had good camera equipment and this and that, but he could use it. So there was no sense in me buying a high dollar camera until I learned what I did with the GoPros. So kind of outgrew them basically. But I still use them because I don't want to hang my Sony off the side of my Jeep and then go through mud or through trees or whatever. So you don't ever outgrow them, but you do get to the point where you're wanting better shots. And there's just certain things that the bigger cameras can do that these can't. But again, you don't have to do that. A lot of folks, big time YouTubers, use their phone. That's it. They don't even use action cameras. So keep that in mind. You don't have to go broke starting off doing this. If it's something you're thinking about doing, again, I suggest getting into it as cheap and as affordable as possible, because you might not like it. You might not like running up and down a trail with a camera to get the shot of you or you and your buddies. You might not like people waiting on you to run up the trail and get the shot set up and everything. You might not want to get up in the morning and set up 3 cameras and then do everything, and then move cameras and then do everything again, so you've got different angles on the same thing. This is just kind of a behind the scenes on how things work. You'll have to, for certain shots, run across a creek. Whether you drive or walk, set up your camera, drive or walk back, turn around or load up, and then drive across as you film it to get those shots. That's how those shots are done. Like a passing shot, you've got the camera this way, unless you're running 2 cameras, which, again, that's where the multiple GoPros come in handy. When I first started, I'd face one both directions and then just drive past them both. But before I did that, I'd set up the camera facing the Jeep, drive by it, stop, back up, turn the camera the other way, drive past it again. Those are things you just got to, you don't think about. Those, you just, like, oh man, that looks fun, I want to get into it. So you really have to enjoy shooting video, capturing the shots, setting up for the shots, annoying your friends that are with you because you're setting up for a shot. People get annoyed stopping all the time to set up the camera shots. But that gets better as you get better, because you don't, when I first started off, I was filming everything. Now I film, I know what I'm looking for, so that gets better. So, and then hours and hours behind a computer editing, especially if you don't know anything about the software. So you're having to learn the software, edit the video, and hours and hours. Now I've got it to where I can edit, like this video here will probably take me an hour and a half to edit, if that long. Probably not. I could probably do this one in 45 minutes. But when I started off, oh, this would have taken me probably 4.5 hours. Easy for this short video, simple video, no movement, no action, no nothing, no music. So just keep that in mind. Again, I'm not trying to deter you from doing this. If it's something you want to do, I support it. I suggest you do it. It's been one of the greatest things I've ever done, was to get into this. I had never touched a camera, and I fell in love with doing this. I enjoy it thoroughly, and you have to be successful at it. You really do. The going viral off of one video and blowing up is possible, but it's rare. It is so rare, especially in this genre. Keep that in mind. So it is work, with very little financial reward. Like I said, I've been doing this 2 years, and I think I made $30-something on YouTube. So I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding. Chasing those shots, those, I wouldn't say once in a lifetime shots, but those shots that just make you go, man, that was amazing right there. So you got to love it. If you don't love it, you're not going to be any good at it, guys. Even if you do go viral, your next video, and it's got to be mimicked. So you've got to love this. It's got to be something you look forward to doing. So anyway, that's enough about that. I'll start wrapping up here. But yeah, starting out, go as cheap as possible. And if it's something you really think you're going to stick with and want to invest the time and money in, even then, I would suggest, action camera, maybe 2, if you can get them cheap. And the Osmos Pocket 3 has been a game changer for me, because it's mobile. It is kind of a sensitive camera. It's not an action camera, so you can't do action camera things with it, like mount it and be rough with it, drop it, and that kind of stuff. Keep that in mind. It's a gimbaled, handheld, little bitty camera, and it has been a game changer. So if you can swing it, after you've started and realize it's something you want to do and you want to invest money starting off, but you don't want to go to the full $2,000 camera setup with a $1,000 gimbal, the Osmo Pocket 3, fantastic, shoots great quality video. It's just, man, it's been a handy camera. I shot most of more with that little camera, other than my interviews. Yeah, other than my interviews and my cooking shots, Osmo Pocket 3 all the way. You don't have the zoom like you would with the bigger cameras and that kind of thing. So, I mean, it does have its drawbacks. But for a fairly starting out camera, man, the reason I don't say jump and grab it first, because I think they're $3.99 or $4.99. They may have come down now. I can't remember. I bought mine used. And that's something else. You can get on Marketplace and get a lot of your camera gear on there. It's kind of risky, because it may be messed up and people lie. But I've had good luck with it. Like I said, I got these 2 cameras together for $150. My 9, I went to a pawn shop and got it for $100. So, and I bought the Osmos and the Action 4 from a friend of mine. So that has been a fantastic camera. If you can swing it, I wouldn't say early on starting off, but if after you realize this, like I said, something you want to do and get a little more expensive camera, man, that thing is handy. I've really enjoyed having it. It has got face tracking on it, so I can move over here. I can get on my phone. I can control it from my phone. I can turn the head. I can zoom. I can change frame rate. I can do it all from my phone remotely while like doing an interview. So it is a fantastic first upgrade. Highly suggest that camera after you realize it's something you want to invest money in. And then you can go on up to your Sonys or Canons and stuff. But even then, that's another learning curve. That's more expenses. The cameras themselves, the bodies, are inexpensive, relatively speaking. Like mine was $6.99 or $7.99, I don't remember. And it come with this kit lens. And then I still wasn't getting the shots I wanted, so I started talking to other folks that run the bigger cameras. And they're like, yeah, man, you got to have different lenses. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I went to start doing research on lenses, and the camera is the cheap part. The body is cheap. It is easy to spend $1,000, $1,500 on one lens. I found this one on sale. It's an 18 by 105 autofocus for $5.99, I think, or $5.50. And that's my primary lens now because they're expensive, super expensive. And my first lens I bought was a 24 millimeter cinema lens, and it was too heavy on the camera for my gimbal, so that's why I had to upgrade my gimbal. So it is easy once you get into the bigger cameras to start snowballing, and money racks up quick, very quick. So you got to keep up with, I don't have the batteries here for the Sony, but like your GoPros, you buy a GoPro and go out there and go film. Well, you didn't buy no batteries. Now that GoPro is only good for about 45 minutes of filming. So you got to go buy batteries, and I think the batteries are $45 for a set of 2 and a charger. And so you got batteries. And then your GoPro 8 takes a different battery than your 9 and 10, so you had to buy different batteries and chargers that are harder to find because the 8's so old. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it that you just don't see. So keep that in mind. Again, I'm not trying to talk you guys out of it. I think if it's something you feel you'll enjoy, do it. Don't do it to try to get rich quick, because there's no getting rich quick. Like I said, 2 years of doing this. I think I've got 150 videos out now, and I've made like $30-something on YouTube. I'll tell you exactly what I've made. I'm sorry, I made more money. $44. $44. So don't do this for the money, guys. Not starting out, because it takes a lot of work to get there to where the bigger YouTubers are. So when people say, oh, they got this for free, they did not, in fact, get that for free. They worked their butt off before to get to the point of where they're at there, to get it for free. And even then, all that time and experience they learned goes into making the video to do the review or whatever they're doing with said product. So that product isn't free. Don't think it's free. I thought the same thing getting into it. I'm like, oh man, it's got to be cool to get free stuff. There isn't anything free about it, I promise. Because I've spent countless hours learning this trade, and I've barely grazed the surface. Barely. There's so much to learn about these cameras, about shooting video, about editing video, about audio, about the algorithm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. There's just a lot. So keep that in mind. Again, I know I'm preaching this and repeating myself. Don't not do it if you're considering it. Just be aware that it's a lot of work, and you've got to put in the work for, the reward, and whatever your reward is. But don't let it be money at first, because the money is slow. I do it because I enjoy it. I don't know that I'll ever make money to support this, and that's fine. I enjoy it. I'll always probably spend more money than I make because I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, I enjoy doing this. This is my favorite job I've ever had in my life, and had no idea I would like talking to a camera. I had no idea I'd like editing. Nothing. Just started doing it, and I'm like, man, this is fun. And kind of where we're going from here. So it started off as just kind of like a small little document my trips, to have a good time, kind of a, what would you call that, a time capsule for my wife and kids. If anything ever happens to me, they could go back and watch videos and see me being a, goofball on the internet. And it's just kind of snowballed and progressed into what it is now. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you're in it for the right reasons, because if not, you'll get burnt out real quick. But anyway, guys, I'm going to cut it off here. We're already at the 20-minute mark. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. I think we're up to 1,100, almost 1,100 subscribers. So I really appreciate all the love and support you've shown me. And if you're not subscribed, hit that like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, helps the algorithm, helps me do what I'm doing. So anyway, guys, again, thank you so much for all that y'all do. Until next time, Semper Fi and God bless.